Hello there. It's another edition of Tech Trends, the program that takes you on a ride in 25 minutes to seek out innovation and creativity that are unique to Africa. On the program this week, we begin with an interview with the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Entrepreneurship in Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Jennifer Adije, who will be talking about the government's efforts to transform Nigeria's economic landscape. And then we feature the NIGPT, that is Nigeria Info Generative Free Trade Transformer, and its potential to relegate OpenAI's ChatGPT. We'll give you more in just a moment. Do stay with us. This is Tech Trends, and I'm Olayemi Otunuga.
The thing that's going to make artificial intelligence so powerful is its ability to learn, and the way AI learns is to look at human culture.
Embracing digital efficiency is key to unlocking Nigeria's full potential and ensuring sustainable development for future generations. By implementing digital solutions across sectors, we can reduce operational costs, improve service delivery, and create new opportunities for businesses and individuals. On the program this week, we will be speaking with Jennifer Adije, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Entrepreneurship in Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy. Her work is crucial in creating opportunities to thrive in a rapidly evolving digital world. And in this interview, we will discuss how Nigeria's digital economy has evolved under the current administration.
Tell me, how has the digital economy landscape evolved under the current administration?
Okay, let me start by defining what the digital economy really is, for the purpose of clarity for those who don't know, because I get to be asked, by people, what really is the digital economy? So the digital economy is a segment of the main economy that is driven and powered by digital technologies. Now, so just like you have the blue economy or the green economy, we're all subsets of the entire economy. And so let me take you back to the previous administration as our baseline. The former Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Professor Malam Pantami, he created a digital economy strategy and policy roadmap. And then into this administration, the current Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosu Tijani, has reviewed that document and updated that document. And so if you take a look at that roadmap, central to that document, is all about positioning. It's all about how we can be better positioned to drive positive growth in the digital economy and by extension, growing the larger economy. So for instance, in 2019, if you look at the GDP contributions across the critical sectors, the ICT sector contributed to about 13% to our GDP. In 2019, that rose from 13% to about 17%. And I'm very optimistic that in 2024, we'll be contributing significantly more. So yes, so that the digital economy is that segment of the economy that is powered by two factors: technology, one, and then the human capital, that we are growing and grooming to drive that economy for sustainable growth.
Now, you've spoken about the impact on, economic growth, but what about its impact on job creation?
So the government is being very intentional, and I'm sure you know, and very deliberate about coming up with programs that would enable our digital natives by providing and empowering them with the relevant skills that are in demand, because the economy can only grow as fast and as far as the skills that we have developed to drive it. And so in doing that, we're even training them and empowering them to see beyond job seeking. We're training them to be self-sustaining wealth creators and job creators.
Now tell me about some of the programs you've been working on, to bridge the digital gap digital gender gap as well, especially in underserved communities?
Okay, so upon assumption of office, when I was appointed sometime in September last year, I spent the first couple of weeks getting a deeper understanding of the nuances of the digital ecosystem. And then in doing that, I set out to do a gaps analysis or a gaps assessment, so that I can come up with solutions, for addressing prominent gaps. So let me start by commending the Honorable Minister, Dr. Bosu Tijani, because one of the novel initiatives and early initiatives of his administration was to roll out the 3MTT program, which is the 3 Million Tech Talent Program. And the aim of that program is to build a pool of digital assets that we can leverage to drive this digital economy. And so studying that program, I identified some limiting factors which, primarily related to access. So, which is why I came up with a program called the Digitally Fit Nigeria Project. The Digitally Fit Nigeria Project is one of my programs, pet projects. And what I hope to achieve with that is to foster digital inclusion by bridging access gaps for the digitally vulnerable in underserved communities. So we deploy modular tech labs that are solar powered, air conditioned, and provided with, state-of-the-art computers and internet access for upskilling, so that they have access to e-learning resources, and then we can actually nurture their talents because they have access now to digital skills acquisition in a co-creation workspace where they can amplify their talents and ultimately commercialize and monetize their talents.
Okay, let's still stick with your programs, for now. You have been organizing the MSME Stakeholders Engagement Series, right? You've had, one in Abuja. You've also had another one in Lagos, and I'm pretty sure there's another one coming in a different state as well. That is, for women-led enterprises. Why the focus on women, and, what are you aiming to achieve with the program?
Okay, so the MSME Engagement Series, the focus is actually digital and financial literacy for women-led enterprises. However, one of the characteristics of every good government lies or rests upon the quality of the engagements between the government and the governed. So as part of my presidential deliverables, I'm supposed to periodically hold engagement series. And so the MSME Engagement Series is the platform whereby we can connect the small business owners and the relevant government stakeholders in conversations and discussions around subjects of mutual interest, which are typically access to financing, access to markets, the duplicity of levies and taxes. The issues are very generic across board. So it's a platform for getting us to talk and for information dissemination, and for them to unlock and unbox the challenges that they are facing while we explore opportunities together for driving sustainable growth in the MSME space.
Through those series, the engagement series, you've been able to realize that navigating regulations and, access to funding are like two major challenges that startups and small businesses face.
Absolutely.
How are you providing support for them in that regard?
Yeah, so with the MSME Engagement Series, I'm doing a lot of sensitization. I'm doing a lot of advocacy. Are there opportunities for funding out there? Yes, there are. Do the people know? Not much. So we're doing a lot of information dissemination. And the truth is that the government is actually doing a whole lot. We're working behind the scenes to ensure that we unlock funding for small business owners and for startups. And it's not just about access to funding, but how affordable is the funding, all right? And then there's so many incentives as well that the government is rolling out. I'm sure you must have heard about the IDICE program, which will be starting very soon. And you can imagine the monumental impact that would have on the digital and creative a sector. Then we also know that Mr. President has magnanimously earmarked the sum of 200 billion for stimulating the enterprise space 75 billion for the manufacturers, and that's 75 billion for small businesses, and then 50 billion as conditional grants, which are already being rolled out. So this is expected to bring about some succor and and some relief in helping small business owners to reposition their businesses for growth and to continue to bolster productivity in the MSME space.
With the rapid pace of technological change, right, how is the government ensuring that policies remain agile and responsive to emerging trends?
Well, the truth is that what are the essence of policies generally? So a policy is supposed to trigger a reform that would improve the livelihood of the citizens. And policies are subject to iteration, which means that they can always be adjusted. And so what that means is that as trends evolve, as new technologies emerge, those policies can be tweaked, so to speak, and adjusted. And the government is being very proactive in ensuring that we have the right policies that would guide the activities in the digital ecosystem.
Now, with what you're doing, right, are there collaborations with the private sector or the academia, to foster innovation?
Definitely, yes. So I constantly seek collaborations with private sector entities, development partners, and donors. The job or the task of digital inclusion or digital transformation, it's not left for the government alone, right? It's a collaborative effort, and we need to work. We can't work in silos. We need to work in cohesion to drive the vision forward, for a better Nigeria for our young people, for all of us.
Now, looking ahead, right, what are the opportunities you foresee, in our country's digital economy, and what's our preparation level for them?
Tech innovation is not an event. It's a process. And we've been at it for a while. If you look at the Indian case study, right? So where we are today is where India was 15 years ago. And you can clearly see how their digital transformation plan has transformed their economic outlook. So the opportunities abound, the opportunities are limitless, and which is why we're being very intentional about empowering our digital natives who happen to be our digital assets and the assets that we would leverage to drive positive growth, for tomorrow. So what we're doing is we're cultivating them, so that we can get them to export their talents, so that we can get them to optimize their outputs and for driving growth and sustainable socioeconomic development. So the opportunities are limitless, and we're very well positioned to unlock those opportunities.
Well, we certainly both agree that there's so much potential in Nigeria's tech sector. It was definitely a pleasure having you on the program, Jennifer DJ, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Entrepreneurship in Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy.
Thank you so much, Yemi. Always my pleasure. Thank you.
You may have heard of ChatGPT, but have you heard of NIGPT? That is Nigeria Info Generative Pre-trained Transformer. NIGPT is an AI model centered on Nigeria and designed to deliver comprehensive insights into the country while respecting its cultural values. Its primary goal is to empower Nigerians by providing detailed historical information and keeping them informed about national developments. On November the 30th, 2022, OpenAI, under the leadership of Sam Altman, launched an AI chatbot and virtual assistant, ChatGPT. Designed to mimic human-like conversation, ChatGPT uses generative AI technology to create content from text prompts. Whether you need a detailed explanation, a creative story, or just a friendly chat, ChatGPT can provide the help you need.
It's a technological epiphanic moment.
Fast forward to June 2024, and we have NIGPT, Nigeria Info's Generative Pre-trained Transformer.
NIGPT aims to take things further by providing real-time indigenized solutions to the information needs of Nigerians.
Multiple reports have it that today, 80% of Fortune 500 companies use ChatGPT for productivity in their daily tasks and operations. ChatGPT's release has inspired the development of competing products, including Google's Gemini, Meta's Llama, Elon Musk's Grok, Microsoft's Copilot, and Grey.ai's NIGPT. However, for each invention and business case, there is always room for improvement. As such, we have followed in Sam Altman's footsteps to first of all identify ChatGPT's limitations and subsequently improve its service offering with regards to Nigerian-specific and African-specific questions.
So, what makes NIGPT stand out? Unlike ChatGPT, which provides summarized information on global topics, NIGPT dives deep into the specifics of happenings in Nigeria. In doing so, it captures the essence of Nigeria's unique values and offers detailed, reliable information promptly.
So ChatGPT says
in a comparison demo between ChatGPT 3.5 and 4.0 and NIGPT 1.0 and 1.1, NIGPT offers something new by delivering more Nigeria-specific information.
ChatGPT answers, as of my last update in 2022, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not served as president of Nigeria. Nigeria's baby answers that President Ahmed Bola Tinubu's address at the United Nations General Assembly ONGA in 2023 conveyed several key messages.
With features set to surpass current expectations, NIGPT aims to replace the phrase "Google it" with "Ask NIGPT for all information needs."
With NIGPT, I think it shows that a local team can actually build some of these systems, train the system on the data, and give relevant culture-specific answers, which is what we need. As you saw during the demonstration, there was a difference between the ChatGPT and the NIGPT. The ChatGPT gave more general answers. NIGPT gave more specific answers. Why? Because the neural network has been trained on Nigerian-specific data, which is more relevant to our ecosystem locally. So I think this has been one of the missing pieces in the artificial intelligence ecosystem for Nigeria.
That era where just because you wanted information, you were led down a rabbit hole. 10 pages, 15 pages for you to go and read through all of that text and then arrive at the particular information you were looking for, was replaced with the launch of ChatGPT by OpenAI. We looked at OpenAI and that bias for information which exists because it is not local. And we said, hey, wait a minute. If questions about Nigeria are not a priority to this system, let us make questions about Nigeria a priority to ours and create an AI system that is able to answer country-specific questions that the legacy players cannot answer. It is our information, it is our data. We have to localize it.
AI is transforming our world, one conversation at a time. And as we look to the future, it remains to be seen how NIGPT will continue to evolve and impact not just Nigeria, but potentially the world.
Did you know the first electronic computer was the size of a room? The electronic numerical integrator and computer, built in the 1940s, was the world's first general-purpose electronic digital computer. It was designed by two people called John Mauchly and J. Presper Urquhart. The machine was built out of nearly 17,500 vacuum tubes, 7,200 diodes, and many miles of wires. It took up 1,800 square feet of space, which is the size of a large room, and it weighed 27 tons. Compare that to powerful computers we now carry in our pockets. The ENIAC was first designed to print firing tables for US Army artillery, but the war ended before the machine was completed. Instead, its first real job was to calculate how neutrons would go through various materials. This was needed in making a hydrogen bomb. Although the original ENIAC was shut down forever on October 2, 1955, programs written for the ENIAC can still be run on a modern computer using an emulator. How much do you really know about the tech world? Put your knowledge to the test with these trivia questions. What does CPU stand for? Computer Processing Uptime, Central Processor Utility, Control Programming Upload, and Central Processing Unit. And the answer is Central Processing Unit. What company made the first portable computer in 1981? Options: Electronic Controls Company, Osborne Computer Corporation, Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, Microsoft. And the answer is Osborne Computer Corporation. What British computer scientist is widely credited with inventing the World Wide Web? Tim Berners-Lee, Charles Babbage, Alan Turing, Andrew Donald Booth. And the answer is Tim Berners-Lee. What product did Amazon first start out selling? Options: DVDs, books, baby products, consumer electronics. And the answer is books.
Well, it's a wrap on the show this week. Thank you for watching. Just as always, we will continue to show you how startups, big techs, and of course, inventful thinkers are crafting homegrown solutions using technology in the country. And if you missed any parts of the show, you can always catch up on the Channels TV YouTube accounts where we have all of our episodes. And as usual, I encourage you to watch, share, and like your favorite editions. For Tech Trends, I'm Olayemi Odunuga. See you next time.